No one saw this coming. Not the fans, not the cast, and definitely not Ty. What started as a calm filming day on BBWLA S12 turned into pure chaos when whispers spread that Chantel had been hiding a major secret. One that could destroy friendships, reputations, and relationships all at once for weeks. Fans noticed something strange about Chantel's behavior. The nervous smiles, the constant deflections whenever Ty's name came up, the sudden silence in group chats. Then, during a tense girls' night out, the truth finally began to unravel. A mysterious comment, a slip of the tongue, and suddenly the room went cold. Ty froze. Evelyn covered her mouth, and the rest of the cast could only stare as the bombshell dropped. Chantel's hidden truth had everything to do with Ty's man. Now, the internet is on fire. Fans are demanding answers, alliances are shifting, and Chantel's secret is threatening to rip the group apart from the inside out. Was it betrayal, misunderstanding, or something deeper? Nobody knows for sure, but one thing's certain. The truth can only stay buried for so long before it explodes in front of everyone. This is where it all begins. It started like any other day in the Basketball Wives LA circle. Glitz, gossip, and a little too much champagne before noon. But nobody, not even the show's most loyal fans, could have predicted how fast things would spiral when whispers about Chantel's pregnancy began spreading. And not just any pregnancy. Rumors claimed the father was none, other than Ty's man. The first signs of trouble surfaced during filming at a private brunch in Beverly Hills. The girls were gathered for what producers teased as a bonding episode. But what unfolded was pure chaos. Evelyn, never one to bite her tongue, was the first to drop the bomb. "I mean, I'm not trying to start nothing," she said, leaning back with that trademark smirk. "But word on the street is Chantel been spending a lot of late nights with Ty's man lately." The table went silent. You could hear the sound of a mimosa glass clinking against the table. Ty's smile froze. She turned her head slowly toward Chantel, her eyes narrowing. "What the hell is she talking about?" she asked, her voice calm but cold, the kind of calm that comes before a storm. Chantel, visibly flustered, tried to laugh it off. "Girl, please. You know, people always got something to say. Ain't nobody checking for your man." But Evelyn wasn't backing down. "Then why was you spotted leaving that same studio at 2 a.m.? You think them blogs just make stuff up for fun?" Ty's jaw tightened. "Studio?" she repeated. "My man don't even record music." The room went up in gasps. Producers whispered to each other off camera. This was bigger than petty gossip. This was personal. Ty stood up, pushing her chair back. "Chantel, you better start talking before I believe every damn thing she just said." Chantel stuttered, reaching for her drink. "Look, it ain't like that. We were just what?" Ty cut her off sharply. "Don't you dare say friends. You've been acting weird for weeks, ducking my calls, avoiding events. Now I know why." The tension was unbearable. Evelyn leaned in, half amused, half shocked. "Y'all, this is getting messy real quick," she muttered, sipping her mimosa. At that moment, production halted. Cameras zoomed in on Chantel's trembling hands. She was sweating, fumbling for words, and then she dropped the kind of line that would shake the entire BBWLA franchise. "It was a mistake, Ty. I didn't mean for it to happen. I didn't even know until—" Ty slammed her hand on the table. "Until what?" Chantel's eyes welled up. She whispered something so faint it was almost inaudible, but every mic caught it. "Until I found out I'm pregnant." The room exploded. Evelyn's mouth dropped open, the crew gasped, and Ty, frozen in disbelief, took a step back. "You're lying," she said, her voice breaking. "You're telling me you pregnant with my man's baby?" Chantel covered her face, crying silently. She didn't answer. And that silence was louder than any confession. The chaos that followed was legendary. Ty threw her napkin across the table and stormed out, shouting, "You dead to me, Chantel! Don't you ever look at me again?" Evelyn tried to follow her, but Ty wasn't hearing anyone. She got in her car and sped off, tears streaming down her face as paparazzi snapped photos outside. Inside, Chantel sat broken. "I didn't plan this," she muttered, more to herself than anyone else. "He told me they were done. He said he wasn't with her anymore." Evelyn shook her head. "Girl, you knew that man still lived with her. Stop pretending like you didn't." The producers decided to end filming early that day, but the damage was done. News had already leaked online. Within hours, hashtags like "Years Ty v Chantel," "Years BBWLA baby drama," and Ty stunned were trending on X, formerly Twitter. Fans flooded the comment sections, some defending Ty, others dragging Chantel for breaking girl code. But behind the scenes, the story was only getting started. Ty wasn't the type to just sit back and cry. She was plotting. She wanted answers and she wanted revenge. And Chantel? She wasn't ready for what was coming next. Because while she thought the truth was out, Ty had receipts of her own. The morning after the infamous brunch, social media was in flames. Every gossip blog, fan page, and reality TV account had one question plastered across their feeds. Is Chantel really pregnant by Ty's man? Memes were circulating within hours, and even celebrities outside the BBWLA world were chiming in. Ty had gone completely silent online, which only fueled speculation. No tweets, no stories, no posts, just one cryptic message on her Instagram story. Betrayal always comes from those closest to you. That was enough to send fans spiraling. Comment sections filled with thousands of messages. She's talking about Chantel. She needs to leave him. Not Chantel breaking girl code. Meanwhile, Chantel was hiding out, dodging cameras and messages from producers. She knew the storm she was in, but what she didn't expect was that Ty had already called an emergency meeting with Evelyn and Jackie, determined to uncover the full truth. When the ladies met at a quiet cafe in downtown LA, Ty was composed, but her energy was ice cold. Evelyn, ever the instigator, wasted no time. Girl, I told you I felt something off with that situation, but you ain't deserve to find out like that. Ty took a deep breath. Evelyn, I'm not even mad at you. I'm mad at him. I'm mad at her. The both of them sat at my house, ate my food, smiled in my face like everything was cool. Jackie, sipping her coffee, shook her head. Baby, this ain't no small slip-up. If she really pregnant, that's lifetime type of betrayal. You can't come back from that, Ty's voice cracked. You think I don't know that? He looked me in the eye last week and told me he loved me. All the while he was lying, and she was standing right next to me acting innocent. Evelyn sighed. You know the show gonna make this bigger than it already is, right? Producers already blowing up my phone saying they want to sit down. Ty's eyes darkened. Good, because I want her to look me in my face and admit it. On camera. At the same time, Chantel was pacing in her apartment, phone buzzing nonstop. Her PR rep begged her to issue a statement, but she refused. Anything I say right now will just make it worse, she murmured. But deep down, she knew silence looked guilty. The truth was Chantel was pregnant, but she wasn't even sure if Ty's man was the father. The timing blurred the lines, and now she was caught in a web she couldn't escape. Her phone rang again. It was the show's producer, Mona. Chantel, we need you to film a confessional. Fans are demanding your side. I'm not ready for that, Chantel said, voice trembling. Well, you better get ready, sweetheart, because Ty already agreed to film hers today. And from what I hear, she's not holding back. Hours later, Ty's confessional hit the studio, and she didn't mince words. You think you know somebody until they prove you wrong, she began, her tone cutting. I took Chantel in when she was going through her breakup. I gave her advice, support, sisterhood. And this is how she repays me? Laying up with my man? It's disgusting. Fans later described the moment as one of the rawest scenes ever filmed for BBWLA. Ty's tears fell freely as she added, if she's pregnant, that's between her and God. But one thing's for sure, she'll never be part of my circle again. While the confession aired, Chantel sat at home watching it in silence. Each word hit her like a punch. She wanted to scream to defend herself, but she couldn't, because deep down, she had crossed the line. The guilt was eating her alive. Later that evening, Chantel met with her close friend Brandy, one of the few who hadn't turned against her yet. Girl, you need to fix this, Brandy said firmly. Own up to what you did. Ty might hate you now, but running away only makes you look worse, Chantel broke down. You think I wanted this to happen? He told me they were broken up. He told me he was single. Now I'm the villain, Brandy frowned. You gotta stop believing everything these men say. He played both of y'all. But the difference is, you're the one carrying the consequence. That line hit hard. Chantel looked away, tears streaming down her face. Meanwhile, Ty's man, Marcus, was nowhere to be found. He'd gone completely ghost. No calls, no messages, no appearances. That silence only made things look worse. Ty's friend group was rallying around her, while Chantel's circle slowly started fading away, but the producers weren't done stirring the pot. They had one more surprise planned, a reunion dinner under the guise of closure. Neither Ty nor Chantel knew the other would be attending. When they walked into the same restaurant, jaws dropped. The air went still. Cameras rolled. And the moment their eyes met, the tension could have shattered glass. Ty broke the silence first. "So this is what we doing now? You hiding behind producers instead of telling me the truth?" Chantel, voice shaking, said softly, "I'm not hiding, Ty. I just wanted a chance to explain." Ty folded her arms. "Explain how you ended up pregnant by my man? Please, make that make sense." The room went dead quiet again. Everyone watched as Chantel took a deep breath, ready to say the one thing that could either destroy her completely or save what little was left of her dignity. But before she could speak, Marcus walked in. The cameras turned instantly. Ty's jaw dropped. Chantel's eyes widened. Nobody expected him to show up, and that's when the entire story took a turn nobody saw coming. When Marcus stepped into that restaurant, it felt like time froze. The air was thick with disbelief, and everyone's attention locked onto him as if the world had stopped spinning. This was the man at the center of it all, the one who'd torn apart friendships, broken trust, and caused a media frenzy with just his silence. Ty immediately stood up, her chair scraping the floor. "Oh, now you want to show your face?" She spat, her voice sharp enough to slice through the tension. Marcus raised his hands in defense. "I didn't come here for no drama, Ty. I came to set the record straight." Evelyn, sitting in the corner sipping her drink like she was watching a live soap opera, whispered, "Oh, it's about to get real." Ty crossed her arms, glaring at him. "You had all the time in the world to set things straight, Marcus. Now you show up after my name's being dragged through blogs, my heart broken, and your side chick's crying about being pregnant." Chantel's eyes filled with tears. "Don't call me that, Ty, please." "You don't understand." "I don't understand," Ty snapped. "What part do I not understand? That you were sleeping with the man I loved? That you lied to my face every time we sat together? You were like my sister, Chantel." "My sister?" Chantel's lips trembled, but before she could respond, Marcus stepped in. "Enough, both of you. This ain't how I wanted y'all to find out, but I can't let this go on any longer." The room went dead silent. Everyone leaned in. "I messed up," Marcus admitted, running his hand over his face. "Yeah, I was seeing Chantel. But it wasn't like y'all think. Me and Ty, we was already breaking apart. I didn't mean for things to go this far." Ty laughed bitterly. "Don't even try that. You were in my bed last week, Marcus." "Don't you dare act like we were breaking apart!" Marcus sighed, guilt written all over his face. "Ty, you know things ain't been right for a long time. We was arguing every day, and Chantel, she was just there. She listened. Ty repeated, her voice rising. "So that's your excuse? She listened? You threw away years for someone who just listened?" Chantel's tears finally spilled over. "It wasn't supposed to happen, Ty, I swear. He told me y'all were done." Ty slammed her hand on the table. "You knew damn well we weren't done. Everybody in this room knew. Don't play dumb now that you got caught." The producers tried to calm her, but Ty wasn't having it. "No, let the cameras roll. Let the world see the kind of snakes people got around them." Evelyn leaned over to Jackie and whispered, "This right here? Season highlight. They'll be talking about this for years." Marcus finally turned toward Chantel. "You need to tell her the truth. All of it." Chantel wiped her eyes, shaking. "Marcus, please, tell her, Chantel," he demanded. Everyone's hearts pounded as Chantel took a deep breath. "I don't even know if you're the father, Marcus." "That's the truth." The table fell silent. Even Ty stopped breathing for a second. "What?" Ty whispered. Chantel nodded slowly. "I found out I was pregnant, but I wasn't sure. I was seeing someone else before Marcus, before all this happened. I wanted to keep it quiet until I knew for sure, but then everything spiraled out of control." Evelyn's jaw dropped. "Hold up, so you're not even sure who the father is?" Chantel shook her head. "No, I made a mistake and now everyone's paying the price." Ty sat back, staring at her. Her anger melted into shock and then heartbreak. "So you dragged my name, destroyed our friendship, and broke my relationship over something you're not even sure about?" Chantel cried harder. "I didn't mean to, Ty. I swear I didn't. I was scared." Marcus, now visibly angry, muttered, "You mean to tell me you ain't even sure that baby's mine?" Chantel turned to him. "Marcus, don't act innocent. You knew exactly what we were doing. You wanted me just as much as I wanted you. Don't put this all on me." Ty looked between the two, disgusted. You both make me sick. I loved you, Marcus. And Chantel, I trusted you. But the both of you? You're perfect for each other, and because you're both liars. Marcus tried to speak again, but Ty held up her hand. Save it. Whatever you gotta say it to your conscience. The tension was unbearable. Jackie finally chimed in, trying to diffuse things. All right. Let's all take a breath. We can't undo what's done, but maybe we can at least get some clarity. But it was too late for clarity. The damage was already irreversible. The next day, clips from the confrontation leaked online. Within hours, the footage went viral. Fans dissected every line, every tear, every glare. Some defended Ty, praising her strength. Others accused Chantel of clout chasing. And Marcus? He became the internet's new villain, with people calling him the biggest liar in BBWLA history. Behind the scenes, producers were loving it. The ratings were skyrocketing. But for the women involved, real emotions were at stake. Ty went completely off the grid again, refusing to film for weeks. Chantel, meanwhile, was torn between guilt and fear. The paternity question loomed over her like a storm cloud. Then came the kicker. A pregnancy test scene scheduled for the following episode. Chantel had agreed to take a DNA test to confirm the father's identity, and Ty had agreed to be there when the results came in. The entire world was waiting for the answer. Would Marcus be the father? Or would this entire nightmare turn out to be one massive misunderstanding that cost everyone everything? As filming wrapped for the day, Evelyn summed it up perfectly in her confessional. When you play with fire, somebody's bound to get burned. But in this case, everyone's flames are out of control. Days following that explosive confrontation sent Basketball Wives LA fans into a complete frenzy. Social media was split right down the middle. Chark Team Ty and her Team Chantel were battling it out online, while Marcus's name trended for all the wrong reasons. Everyone wanted to know the truth. Who was the father, and could Ty ever forgive Chantel for the betrayal that shattered their sisterhood? When the DNA results finally came back, producers teased the reveal like it was the biggest TV event of the year. And they weren't wrong. It felt like the entire internet was waiting to see what would happen. Chantel sat nervously, her hands shaking, while Ty refused to even look in her direction. The tension in the room could be felt through the screen. When the envelope was finally opened, the truth hit like lightning. Marcus wasn't the father. Gasps filled the room, tears flowed, and even the producers looked stunned. Chantel covered her face, sobbing, while Ty just sat there, silent, her expression unreadable. After a few seconds, she finally spoke, her voice calm but filled with hurt. You destroyed me for something that wasn't even real. All this pain, all this chaos, for a lie. Chantel tried to apologize, but Ty wasn't having it. You don't get to say sorry when the damage is done. You could have come to me. You could have told me the truth. Instead, you let the world think I was crazy. Evelyn, sitting nearby, whispered under her breath, "This is history." Straight up reality TV history. Marcus, visibly ashamed, stood up to leave. "I'm sorry, Ty," he said quietly. "I know nothing I say fixes this." Ty didn't even look at him. "You're right. Nothing does." And just like that, she walked out. No screaming, no breaking things, no tears. Just silence and dignity. The kind that stings more than any argument ever could. Later, in her final confessional of the season, Ty summed up everything with one haunting line. "Sometimes betrayal teaches you who you are. I might have lost a friend and a man, but I found my peace. And that's something nobody can take from me." Chantel's final words, meanwhile, were filled with regret. "I made a mistake that cost me everything. I hurt someone I love. I don't know if she'll ever forgive me, but I'll keep praying she does." As the credits rolled, fans flooded the internet, some heartbroken for Ty, others sympathetic toward Chantel. The emotional weight of it all reminded viewers that behind every headline, there's a story of love, pain, and consequences. And that's where you, the viewer, come in. What do you think? Should Ty ever forgive Chantel? Or is this friendship beyond repair? Was Marcus the real villain, or did everyone share the blame? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear it all. Make sure to hit like if you were shocked by the truth, subscribe for more BBWLA drama breakdowns, and turn on notifications so you never miss another twist in Hollywood's wildest stories. Because if this season proved anything, it's that in the world of reality TV, the truth always comes out. And it's never what you expect. Truth always comes out. And it's never what you expect.